Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is day 13th of this trailer camper conversion project. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Over here, what we're doing right now is Kyle's gonna remove the wheels of the trailer because it's hard to work with the wheels on. So we're gonna start with that. And our plan today is to be able to hopefully put on the siding for the camper. So we'll see if we can get there. I don't remember if I told you guys, but we took off the metal sidings yesterday because they were just getting in the way, and actually it was not the correct sequence of events that we're supposed to be doing. So that's why you don't see any more metal siding, because we put it on too early. Right now we're actually going to start putting on the wall siding, but we're gonna have to put on these furring strips to start. So we're gonna lay them out here vertically, then we're gonna be putting 2x4s on top of the furring strips, laying horizontally. And the purpose of that is so the wall, the actual wall, would be spaced out from the Tyvek a little bit, so that when the water goes down, if there's rain or whatever, that there's space for it to go through instead of just soaking the actual siding. So right now Kyle is putting on the furring strip up top, lining the roof of the camper. I don't know if you guys can notice, but he pre-drilled holes on it. That way it'll be easier to mount it.
The roof is so wet.
Yeah, it's been raining, so everything is damp or wet still. Before we get any further, we forgot to add more nails on the Tyvek since it was late yesterday when we ended. So we're gonna do that first, then continue with the furring strips. So now all the nails are put in on the Tyvek. Next step is taping up all the nails so that more waterproofing measure basically.
Yeah, it's normally you wouldn't tape them on a house, but this being a trailer and subjected to all kind of wind conditions, I figured it'd be better just to tape it, take the time now, and it'll be fine.
After taping all the nails for waterproofing purposes, we are now installing the furring strips vertically.
This is what creates the gap behind it for rainwater to come down. So this we'll do these all the way down. I'm doing them at 20-inch on center intervals. A series of these boards will then ride this way, and then the plywood, the final finishing, will ride on this. It's not a good idea to put the plywood straight on this because it can bow significantly in the middle, and will bow significantly in the middle. And this is what creates the standoff between the main body and this.
So here Kyle is once again pre-drilling the holes for the furring strips because they are super thin and fragile, that if you don't do it this way, you might cause it to break when you're hammering it on the camper. We actually spent a good amount of the day figuring out whether we need to buy an extended axle, or in other words, a longer axle, because the clearance between the wall here and the actual wheel is very small. I would say about half an inch clearance. The problem is that we cannot get one readily. The problem is that the earliest we can get it is about a few months, and we're trying to get this done as soon as possible. So a little change of plans. Instead of extending the axle out with a longer axle, we're just gonna keep it here, and we're gonna fabricate a different a different accommodation on this end here. We'll probably have to trim the wall to accommodate the wheel here, because since we can't push the wheel out. We've finished the vertical lines on this side.
trying to think how I want to do this because nothing is a constant height. You have to know where to nail it.
Yeah, but if it's pretty much horizontal, it shouldn't matter. Just start that one, and then I can help you align it. I can step back and look at it. Yeah, stop.
Leveler doesn't work because the base of the trailer is not level.
Just eyeball it. This is the problem when we're working on a hill. Stop.
That good?
Yeah. So Kyle is pre-drilling the ends of the strapping wood.
So what we do here is
Kyle's putting in drainage mesh.
this allows water to come out, but bugs to not come in.
Oh.
So
How do you mount it?
you can use staples or washers or screws, however.
But then when you screw it in, there's a gap.
Yeah, there can't be.
Yeah, so you have to do it tighter. We're trying to figure out how to mount this.
What if I shove it in afterwards and then screw it through the board? That might work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's try it that way. Okay, let's put the board in now.
Okay.
Don't mind this because Kyle's gonna cut this off for the wheel.
My thought is, if this is where this is going to go, when we trim this to make room for the suspension travel, it's going to leave this board with an edge that's unsupported here. If I trim it there, it won't have anything supporting it here. So
What if you add a
My-
second support?
my thought is that I'm going to add in just another one,
Vertical.
but you almost need to know where you're going to trim it to do that.
I would guess that you'd have to trim it at least here. Give it enough room. This way. About 5 inches. Around
Now that I'm looking at it, because it's the bottom board, we'll always have bottom access to it, so we can do it after the fact. Even when this is all clad up and everything, when I go to cut it,
Yeah.
I'll still be able to access the bottom, so I'll still be able to shove a piece of wood in there and screw it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I think I'm good with it. Okay.
What's next? The big plywood?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get it. Kyle has to cut a notch here because of the mount for the tail light for the trailer. Because otherwise this end here is lifting up because of the mount, the bracket for the tail light. We're doing the wall now.
Push it towards me.
So the rest of the mounting is gonna be with a nail gun.
I'm gonna lift it up and I'm gonna put
Put
the
it
lip here, okay? At that point it's gonna be horizontal. And I just need you to take the hammer and a spare bit of wood and knock it into perfect alignment this way, okay? And then you'll grab some of those boards over there, those 2x4s.
Yeah.
You'll help me push it up just like we did the other one.
Okay. Hold on. Do you guys see that part of that on the top is exposed? That's gonna be a hard one to patch. We didn't have enough height to cover everything.
That's what a nail gun's supposed to do to a nail, right?
It's starting to get dark and it's really cold. My hands are frozen. We are only able to put up one side wall. Unfortunately, you guys saw that all the way up top, there's a little bit of exposed roof still because the length of this is not tall enough to cover it all the way to the top. So we're gonna have to figure out how to do that part because it's literally like only this much.
We'll just take a little piece and tongue and groove it in there and then router bit it. And then there's some trim I want to put up there that'll make it all look nice. So the router's not going to cut it perfectly, but the trim will cover it up.
And we're hoping that tomorrow we can do more of the wall on the other side. However, we must calculate it how much, what is that called? The slats?
The strapping.
We miscalculated how many of those we actually need. So Kyle didn't bought enough. Then that means we have to go back to the store and grab more. Otherwise, we can't finish the other side. We can do the shorter corners, shorter sides of the camper, but we can't do the big wall because we will run out of.
We'll work on the shorter side for now, and then I'll run back. At least I know what I need.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave them in the comment section below, and we will see you guys on the next video. If you do like this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe, and always ride safe, everybody. Good night or good morning. Depends on where you are.